So, what if we could stop chronic diseases, things like type 2 diabetes, before they even get started? Today, we're going to dive into a really powerful case study that shows exactly how a new way of thinking about healthcare is making that possible, all through the story of one real person.
Okay, so this is the end result, right? The big headline. But the journey of how he got here, that's what's truly revolutionary. This isn't about some miracle cure. It's about smart, proactive health that's guided by data. And the real question is, how did he do it? And yeah, that's the core question for us today. How could something that sounds so simple, a single blood draw and an AI coach on your phone, lead to such a huge, life-changing result? Well, let's jump in and find out.
To really get the how, we first have to understand the who. So let's meet the person right at the center of this story, Michael Johnson. What makes Michael's story so powerful is just how relatable it is. He's 49, a delivery driver dealing with that daily grind. He's already taking statins for high cholesterol, he's overweight, and with diabetes in his family history, it kind of feels like he's on a path that's already laid out for him. He is exactly the kind of person who so often falls through the cracks of our typical healthcare system. So Michael's story really sets the stage for a major shift in how we think about this stuff. We're moving from his problem, which is all too common, to the really innovative solution that changed everything for him, the proactive health engine. And this chart just lays out the difference perfectly. Our current system is reactive. We wait until we feel sick, then we go get a treatment that's pretty much one size fits all. The proactive model, though, it completely flips the script. It uses your data to find your personal risk early and then gives you nonstop personalized guidance to stop the problem before it even starts. So, what even is this engine? Well, the Proactive Precision Health Engine, or PPHE for short, is not just another wellness app. No way. It's a whole integrated system. It takes your genetics, your current health markers from a blood test, and then uses AI to build a personalized roadmap just for you to help you stay healthy. Okay, theory is great, but let's get back to Michael and see how this actually works in the real world. His whole journey started with one simple test that unlocked some unbelievably deep insights about his own health. And the process was designed for real life, which is so key. Michael just signed up online, then a phlebotomist actually came to him for that one blood draw. That's it. No taking a day off from work, no difficult trips to a clinic. Then the data was just securely sent to the cloud, all ready for analysis. So, what did they get from that one little test? It's actually doing double duty. First, there's pharmacogenomics, or PGX, which is a fancy way of saying it tells you how your unique genes react to different medications. And second, it measures key biomarkers. You can think of them like signposts for your health, things like blood sugar, cholesterol, and inflammation. Put them together, and you get a crystal clear snapshot of your health right now and your risks for the future. Having the data is one thing, but turning that data into something you actually do every day, that's where the real magic happens. This is where Michael gets this powerful, personalized coach, powered by AI, right in his pocket. So instead of getting a confusing lab report filled with medical jargon, Michael gets a simple, friendly message. It's an invitation, not a diagnosis. It's designed to bring him into a conversation about his health, not scare him away. And here is a perfect example of that PGX data at work. The AI translates super complex genetic information into something simple and actionable. It doesn't say, you have the SLCO1B1 gene variant. It says, hey, because of your genes, this particular cholesterol drug might give you muscle pain. It just connects the dots for him in plain English. Then it moves on to his biomarkers. But notice the language here. A little high, but still reversible. That wording is so critical. It identifies the risk, but it immediately frames it with hope. It empowers Michael, telling him, hey, you've got the power to change this. And this slide, this is where you see the system's true power. This is so much more than just friendly nudges. When Michael reports real symptoms, those muscle cramps, the AI connects that to his genetic data, flags it as a potential problem, and automatically schedules a telehealth call. His doctor sees the flag, agrees with the risk, and switches his medication. That one interaction may have prevented a serious drug reaction and a really expensive trip to the ER. Okay, so we've seen the process, we've seen the intervention. Now let's look at the payoff. What were the actual measurable results? Not just for Michael, but for the bigger picture too. I mean, these numbers are just fantastic. His HbA1c, that key marker for diabetes risk, dropped in a huge way.
His bad cholesterol is down by about 20%. The side effects he was getting from his medication? Completely gone. And look at his activity level, from maybe 1 day a week to 5. This is a total health transformation. And this chart just hammers home the single most important result. That drop from 6.2% to 5.6%, that's not just a number. That means Michael literally moved out of the pre-diabetic range and back into a healthy range. He reversed the trend. He basically stopped type 2 diabetes before it could ever start.
But this is where it gets even bigger than just one person. Michael's success isn't an isolated event. All his data, kept completely anonymous, of course. What worked for him, his unique genetic markers, how he responded to the coaching, it all gets fed back into the system. It makes the whole AI engine smarter, which means the recommendations for the next person get even better.
So this one story is so much more than just a single success. It really forces us to ask a huge question about the future of medicine. Could this be the new standard of care? When you look at it, this model is a win for everyone. Patients, like Michael, get personal, accessible care, that coach in their pocket. For clinicians, they get clear reports that help them prevent disease without burying them in more work. And for the whole healthcare system, you get a way to do prevention that's scalable, measurable, and fair. So we'll just leave you with this thought. We just walked through how a single blood draw and a smart coach completely changed a man's health by stopping a disease before it ever took hold. So what would our world look like if this became the new standard of care for everybody? The potential is just staggering to think about.